Painted by Hasegawa Tohaku in his mid to late career, this work is called PineTreesScreen or Shorin-Zu Byobu. It's composed of two 6-piece folding screens, with the actual work being a monochrome ink painting on the paper screen. It's done in the Sumi-e style, an artistic method that traveled to Japan from the mainland. When this occurred is not clear, though the form originated in China 7 to 10 centuries before this work, during the Tang Dynasty. Each pine tree screen stands 157 centimeters tall and is 356 centimeters wide if laid flat. Pine Trees displays a minimalist style, wherein the contrast and brush pressure defines shapes, but spaces are also created layered with the use of blank paper. There are entire panels of the screen, like this one, that are almost devoid of ink to avoid unnecessary pigment. This is a soft style, using areas of color instead of lines, and without defining every structure and object in the field of view. Similar to Pine Trees is the earlier work of Sesshu Toyo, who lived and created during the Muromachi period. One of Sesshu's most prominent works was the one simply called Landscape, painted in 1495. It also uses a layered wash style of painting to define its subject, preferring splashes of contrast to sharply controlled lines. A single brushstroke creates an entire mountain range in the background without cluttering the work with needless ink. You can see the influence in Pine Trees as the whole emerges from a stretch of very sparsely inked paper. One thing that sets Pine Trees apart from other quite popular works of Sumi-e art is the very subtle mirroring effect of the individual trees. Here, in the leftmost screen, this dark front tree has a similar counterpart just behind it, leaning to the left. This is the same downward-sloping leftward branch, the same left-angled tuft of needles in the top. Distinct, but still noticeably alike if you know what to look for. In the right screen, the third panel's darkest tree has a shadow behind it as well, with similar branch placement on the top half of the trunk, and in the final pad, the leaning tree is mirrored here, and here, with the same arched trunk and downward and leftward sloping top branch. The effect is such that when glancing briefly, the darkest trees seem to stand out from the screen itself, as if they were physical objects placed in front of the background of the screen, and their shadows falling among the lightly washed forest of the paper. With remarkable attention to detail and consistency throughout all the different layers of the washes, Pine Trees remains an important work in the history of Japanese painting, and one of the most superb specimens of Sumi-e style, demonstrating remarkable depth and complexity despite its minimalist approach to the painting.